Hi everyone, my name is Jessica, and this week's discussion we talked about the 7 standards of learning in a professional atmosphere, whether it's teaching or construction or being an accountant. I think these 7 standards apply to pretty much everyone who has a job. I'm actually surprised there isn't more than 7, but of those, I decided to choose implementation because I think it's really important to focus on research, modern day research that has already been studied to help us become better professionals and apply new technology and new ways of thinking to our everyday jobs so that we can be better and more innovative in the professional setting. So for me, I am an aspiring teacher, and I think most of us all are, so I'm probably going to focus on that profession mainly today. For me, I want to kind of talk about Common Core. It is relatively new, I would say maybe a few years new tops. And these professionals want us to implement Common Core, and it's really important for the whole U.S. to do so that every child is on pretty much the same path, and they're all learning equally the same amount of information the same way. Just last year, I was not a fan. My teachers were trying to teach us all of these strategies to try and make kids really retain and understand what was going on in all the subjects. But in particular, math, I felt so dumb trying to make myself learn these Common Core strategies because you really have to break down a problem and try and understand, what does multiplication really mean? What am I really doing when I'm dividing a long division problem? And it took me like 10 minutes per problem just to complete something that's kind of standard and menial. So I couldn't imagine teaching a kid how to do math that way, but eventually I started to understand and grasp the idea that it's so important for kids to not only memorize what 2 times 2 is, but to really think and understand why 2 times 2 or 2 plus 2 equals 4. I think it develops their inquiry-based and problem-solving skills so much more than just giving them flashcards to memorize for a test. So that's how it benefits me, and I kind of can accept the fact that Common Core is probably here to stay. But a couple other things that can help everyone, especially in this group, I think, is accepting failure. I think that a lot of strategies that we implement in our classrooms now don't work. And that's okay if it doesn't work for a whole classroom, but the fact is there's 30 or 40 kids in a classroom now, and it's really important to know and understand that each kid learns differently. So I might teach a whole class one way to solve a problem, and maybe most of the class doesn't get it and wants to learn a different way. But if I can help 5 of those 30 or 35 students understand a problem, I think that's a job well done. And it's my mission as a teacher to develop and implement many different strategies on how to solve one problem, because I think that way students will have a choice to really expand their knowledge and understand information that we're giving to them. The other thing too is something that's really beneficial for the classroom, again, is not to not to stand up in front of the class and lecture like we did 20 years ago and expect kids to take notes and understand everything and get an A on the next exam or unit test or something. I think it's so important for us to really engage students and make them want to learn, make them really understand the materials that we're giving to them through group work, through inquiry-based questions. Neglect multiple choice and fill in the blank, because we are so past that. And I think that's probably the most important thing about these standards and implementation in particular, because if we don't implement the new modern day research that is being done every single day, then we aren't changing as a culture, we aren't changing our kids, and we're really holding them back from being the best that they can be. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope you like my video. Have a great day.